Hey, can you hear it? Yeah, it's the sound of a million Pokemon card collectors worldwide trying to find a pre-order for this set. Okay, so if we rewind back to June 15th, you may recall hearing about a new set featuring Mew. There was a little mock-up booster pack circulating online, and around about that time, we also got the first new information about the 25th anniversary set. Now, considering the Blue Sky Stream and Skyscraping Perfect hadn't even released yet, we didn't exactly get a whole lot of information that day, but now that those are out and practically unattainable, Pokemon Japan have moved on just like my girlfriend did and have finally revealed Fusion Arts. Set to release on the 24th of September, this one's really similar to past expansions, with a booster box setting you back 4,950 yen and coming with 30 booster packs inside. Now, Pokemon Japan have treated us very well today as they've shown us the very first cards from this new set. First up is Mew V, illustrated by none other than Mitsuhiro Arata, a man who needs no introduction. This isn't the first time Arata-san has drawn Mew. As many of you might know, he was the artist behind that stunning Miracle Twins artwork we all know and love. So it's no surprise he's done a fantastic job here with Mew, finding the perfect balance between cute and fierce. He's also drawn this absolutely stunning Smeargle. It's truly breathtaking. The curious yet cheeky expression from Smeargle, the breathtaking dispersion of colors in the lake, it's really special and testament to the fact that the commons and uncommons in these sets can be truly amazing. Now, Arata-san is quite busy drawing for a range of different games and series, so I highly recommend checking out his Twitter and YouTube live streams if you get the chance. Naturally, Mew VMAX is also in this set, illustrated by 5-Barn Graphics, and I think it does a pretty solid job of capturing what is essentially a giant Mew. I think there is huge potential for a special art variant of this card, which is almost a given considering Rayquaza VMAX landed a special art recently in Blue Sky Stream. Now here's something I find really exciting. The new Hooper V card is actually the debut illustration by a freelance artist known as Takuyoya. I've done a little bit of digging, and to my surprise, Takuyoya-san was a runner-up in the 2019 Illustrator Grand Prix. Many of these runner-ups seem to be becoming artists lately. I really do love this 3D hand-illustrated style of V cards, and it's fantastic to see freelance artists get involved with Pokemon, so I'm really pumped to see what Takuyoya draws next. Kicking the Gen 5 love off in Fusion Arts is Genesect V, illustrated by Planeta Tsuji, and I'm digging the skyscrapers in the background. I think these dynamic backdrops really help give the V cards a little bit more oomph pizzazz, which they were so desperately lacking at the start of Sword and Shield. Simps worldwide, rejoice, for we have finally been blessed with a new Elisa card. That's right, she's here. It's Elisa's Radiance, illustrated by Yusuke Omura. If you weren't aware, Omura-san drew the full art Cynthia card from GX Ultra Shiny, or Hidden Fates internationally. This is pretty notable as there's a bit of a trend with recent sets. Lately, the artist behind the Uncommon Supporter tends to draw the full art super rare variant too, so Sims, I think this could be it. We could be on the cusp of the first ever Elisa full art card. My heart might be ready, but let me tell ya, my wallet ain't. Fusion Arts is a pretty large set, so naturally a whole bunch of common and uncommon cards got revealed today, all with the new fusion mechanic, and let me tell you, they do not disappoint. There's a new Dreepy illustrated by Teiziro, who has been on the grind the last few months. There's a new Dracloak, and who could mistake the distinctive style of Hyoganosuke here? Notice that those skyscrapers make an appearance again. There's also a Dragapult rare drawn by Soichiro Gunjima, and the wonderfully talented Kirasaki is back with a new rendition of Malouetta. Fingers crossed we get a new Kirasaki supporter card in Fusion Arts too. Anesaki Dynamic returns with a very pretty Clamperl. I'm liking those bubbles. There's also a new Gorbis illustrated by Misa Tsutsui, and a very funky Huntail drawn by Otomami, who has a very realistic art style. Oricorio has a new card drawn by Oswaldo Kato. Kodama illustrates this very cute Toxel, and Nagimiso lends their talents once more, illustrating this fantastic Toxtricity. You can read all about these card abilities and the fusion mechanic over at PokeGuardian.com. Fusion Arts will introduce 100 new cards into the game, making it the biggest expansion since Astonishing Volt Tackle, which also had 100 cards, but more notably had 8 V cards in it. So judging by that set, we can probably expect to see another 5 or so V cards get revealed closer to the release of Fusion Arts. As for the super rares, expect many. 2021 is quite clearly the year of the special arts, and with previous dual sets combining to have about 46 super rares, I fully expect Fusion Arts to continue that trend, even though it is getting incredibly bloated right now. I think a Special Art Mew V and a Special Art Mew VMAX, pretty much a sure thing, but who knows these days? Everybody expected to see a Suicune V Special Art and a Gyarados V Special Art in S7, and we all know how that one turned out. Personally, I'd love to see them tone down the Rainbow Rare variants just a little bit. They're not exactly a fan favorite, as most collectors would prefer to find a Special Art instead. Either way, Fusion Arts is shaping up to be a fantastic primer before S8A releases later in October. Now, you're probably wondering where to pre-order this one, and honestly, with the way things are these days, I don't blame ya, because if you miss out on pre-orders, you're stuck paying 2 to 3 times retail on the secondary market, or missing out entirely. Unfortunately, the Japanese Pokemon card scene in Japan is extremely grim right now. You wouldn't write about it, but the Pokemon Center Japan online store is actually completely sold out of Pokemon cards right now. Local card stores in Japan were actually offering to buy boxes of Blue Sky Stream from customers on release day. Isn't it usually meant to be the other way around? And to top it all off, the day that a new set gets revealed, Pokemon Japan usually show off a pre-order system based on a lottery raffle, but that didn't happen today either. Seems bizarre, but that's the timeline that we're in right now. So what are our options? Well, even if you do have a parcel forwarding service set up, your options are extremely slim. Amazon Japan instantaneously sold out of pre-orders for this set just this past Thursday, and most LGSs in Japan have moved entirely to a lottery system for pre-orders, so that's not an option either. And when it comes to international stores that ship worldwide, most of them took their pre-orders around about June 15th when we first got that very early bit of information. So those are either long gone or they're like 2 to 3 times retail, which honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering no store has their official allocation yet. Trust me fam, even if you've got a contact in Japan, pre-ordering these newer sets is literally a meme at this point. It's just not happening unless you've got a contact well and truly in the know, you're extremely lucky, or you're willing to overpay. Do not let anybody convince you otherwise. But more importantly, don't let it stress you out. The hobby in Japan is going through something very similar to what happened with English sets a few months ago. There's not really a whole lot of store stock, heavy reselling online, and very upset Japanese collectors and players. Remember that this is ultimately impacting Japanese collectors and players more than anybody else in the world right now. But have a look at what happened with English sets recently. Eventually, everything restocked, and you can walk into stores and buy cards again. Evolving Skies, for the most part, is relatively easy to pre-order, and Celebrations appears to have an abundance of stock in the pipeline. You guys are all pretty smart, so I think you can tell where I'm going with this one. Expect something similar to happen with Japanese sets very soon. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more over the coming weeks, but for now, just be patient with the Fusion Arts. You've got to remember, like I always say, regular expansions are designed to be in circulation for 1 to 2 years. So if you whiff on launch, you will more than likely get another chance to buy it along the line. Remember fam, patience is key. As always, like and subscribe to stay up to date, and let me know in the comments below which card you are looking forward to most. Until next time, I'll catch you over at Twitch. Peace.